goal of almost everyone working so hard out there is to live a good life. Now, if you're already living a good life, you want to live a better life, then you want to live your best life ever. How do we live this good life? Getting more money? Most times, yeah, that's what we do. However, as human beings, sometimes we get the good money, we get the big salary. What else do we get? The higher turnovers as business owners. Then we get the great profits. You probably sold our business and make tons of money, right? Then we lived a good life in short period of time, temporarily, and for the future, there's nothing to show for it, which is really, really bad. As intentional ladies, we really want to put things aside, money aside for our future, because we are super intelligent and because we are equipped, and we still really want to live a flex life. We want to flex when we are old. Why not? Let the good life continue. Now, today's topic will ensure that when you get your salary increase, or when you get that wonderful business turnover that you're expecting, you forecasted, right? You know how to spend it very well, right? That means you set aside things for the future and not just about your current expenditure. Today, I'll be talking about how to manage lifestyle inflation. Now, my name is Olayemi and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. It's a wealth journey and I'm so happy, excited for all of us ladies that we are on this journey together. Now, today's topic is what? How to manage lifestyle inflation. Now, we want this increased salary, we want to change our job, get a better job, have a good life as mentioned earlier, and we really want to have more profit for our business. Now, the increase in profit is not the problem, or neither is the increased salary, the increased income. The problem obviously is more money, which means that we have more money to play with, right? However, when we spend all of our increased profit, increased salary on expenditure and not increase our investment and savings, that is when we say it is lifestyle inflation, right? Your lifestyle actually increased, right? Your living expenses have increased while your savings and investment do not feel the impact of your increased income. This is not meant to be. This is not a wise move for any lady out there that wants to be on a good wealth journey. Now, on this episode on a wealth journey, I'll be telling you 3 steps to take so that you can efficiently use that your increased salary or probably your increased profit, which we really want as ladies, which we are really looking forward to. Trust me, like I mentioned, having more money is having more money to play with. Yeah, and when we have more money to play with, we kind of feel happy. Like serious, it's just like, I'm gonna make reference to when we were babies. When we were babies, yeah, very young, more dolls. If you have more toys, like you're so happy with you, like, yeah. So just kind of free money like that. You've got a lot of money and you've got a lot of money to play with. However, we are going to make use of this money that we have efficiently so that it can serve us now and also in the future. Today, I'll be talking about 3 steps. 3 steps you need to follow when you actually have that increased salary. Number 1 is expect it. Yeah, because we want something good to happen to us anyway. So why not expect your increased salary, right? You've been applying for jobs, right? Better jobs, better income. You've been applying for it. Expect that job. Now, the third girl in me is like, Come on, girl, like fit it, right? Expect it. And it's not just about expecting it, it's the fact that once you expect it, you probably start to plan that, okay, this this new job I'm hoping to get is gonna be more money for me, right? So how do I spend this increased money? So I used to get 22,000 more, £2,000 every month. Now I will be, if I get the job, I'll be getting 2,500 every month. How do I spend this £500 as a very intentional woman, as a person that really wants to invest and wants to really make good use of our money, right? You are expecting it and planning how to spend it. It's just like when they ask you, okay, so if you have 1 million naira now, or so if you have one if you have £1 million now, oh my gosh, the Nigerian in me. If you have £1 million now, what do you use it for? What are the investments you're going to use it for? So if you have the 20% increase in salary, if you have this new job that gives you this wonderful salary, what are you going to use the increase in salary for? You need to start expecting and thinking about that. What are you going to use the money for, right? So you are being conscious, right? As you're expecting, you are being conscious and taking deliberate move, either probably researching of different ways to save your money, different ways to invest, and or probably how to, even if you want to increase your expenditure, because obviously if my salary is increasing, people must feel it either by the way I dress. Well, when I say people must feel it, I'm not saying we should we should show off, but I know, I hope you know what I mean. So either by the way I dress, or probably my car, I'm changing my car. If you want to change your car, probably I'm changing my apartment. Whatever you really want to do, whatever you really want to do, you are actually making judicious effort by researching, because you're expecting something great to come. You're actually researching of how to actually enjoy that thing, that increase in salary, and how to ensure that the salary is not, you're not just spending for today, but you're putting something away for tomorrow. And as mentioned earlier, your salary, as mentioned earlier, the increase in salary is not the problem. The problem, and why it's called lifestyle inflation, is because once the increase in salary comes in, once the increase in income comes in as a person, you are increasing your expenditure only, rather than increasing your expenditure and your investment and your investment or savings, right? You might even increase your investment and savings, but let's say that your salary increased by 500 pounds, and you decide to spend 450 on expenditure and 50 pounds on savings and investment. Who does that, right? So the proportion does not really make sense, right? Apart from if you have got a lot of expenses, a lot of income expenses before. But even though, babe, even if you've been surviving on that £2,000, why not truly be? Okay, now I'm gonna tell you a story. I came into this country as an international, into the UK as an international student, and I had to pay some of my school fees. I was working, a chunk of my salary was going into paying my school fees. I remember when I finished paying my school fees, I was so happy, 100% happy, and because I've got lots of things to buy. I did not think about investment. I did not think about savings. What was on my head, what was in my mind was that I'm gonna do a lot of shopping. I'm gonna buy clothes, which I did. Yeah, which I did, and I can't even remember. I think it took few months for me to realize that, okay, what are you doing with your life? Like, I mean, you've got to start investing. You've got to start saving. This means that you've finished paying your school fees. This means that you've got more money, right? And you've got to start putting money aside for your future, right? Because life is not just about school, right? Life is not just about now. You've got to, take care of your of your future too, even though you want to look good and look nice and all that. Okay, so as people, that's very, you have to be conscious about your life, and it comes with the fact that you really want to achieve something great for yourself. And after expecting it and making, being intentional, making conscious effort to probably to think about how to spend your money, how to invest it, and what you need to do next is number two is effect the change on your budget. Okay, effect the change on your budget. So congratulations, you've gotten that dream job, you've gotten that increased salary, you've gotten that increased income, increased earnings as an entrepreneur. I am so happy for you. What you need to do is to account for it in your budget. Now if you don't have a budget, I'm wondering what's going on right here. Now I'm going to put on the link of my podcast, which is Voice Note by Amatrike. I've done lots of series on budgets. You've got to listen to my budget series, and probably someday on this channel we are going to talk about budgeting, which is a very money management tool. Budget is a very good money management tool that even nations of the world use budget. So why not as individuals? Yeah. So you effect the increase in salary in your budget. So your income on your income on your budget was 2,000 before. Now you've got into 2,500. Now you're expecting 2,500 this month. You need to edit your budget, baby girl. Edit your budget and put that 2,500 or probably like 3,000, which is the increase in salary. Put it there, okay? And like I mentioned, you have got more money to play with. And if I were you, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I will chill for at least 3 months and survive on my previous salary. That is exactly what I'm going to do, while I put that £500 increase in my savings and investment. Now let me just tell you a brief, like, budget apps with managing your money. It makes it to be very accountable, but there are other purpose of budgeting, right? Budget after it is not just to make you accountable, it's a preventive tool, right? And it's a tool that you can actually use to achieve a lot of things in your life, right? So you need to start budgeting. If you really don't have a budget, you want to create a budget for yourself. So it's advised that we've got 50 30 20. That's the ratio that you actually proportion of the money, how you divide your money. So 50% for your needs, then we've got 30% for your wants, and we've got 20% for your investment and savings. So I mentioned, if I actually have that £500 increase in salary right now, what I'm going to do is to leave my needs and wants constant and increase my investment and savings proportions. That's what I'm going to do, at least for 3 months, if I were you. And if obviously we're not the same people, we're not the same, we've got different ideas of how to manage our money, because you were expecting it in the first point, and you've done your research, you actually planned how to make use of your money, which is absolutely great. So the third point is to gradually increase my expenditure, because at a point in life, well, maybe not in life, at a point, right, I've got to effect this increase in salary on my expenditure. My expenditure must feel it. I love good food. I'm trying as much as possible not to gain more weight, so I probably eat more healthy options, which healthy option, and it means more money. More money. Organic food makes more money. Probably like that. I'm probably buy some clothes, buy some shoes and bags, obviously, over time. So my expenditure is going to increase for sure, but it's going to be gradually. So it was 100% of this increase in salary was effected on my savings and investment. So after 3 months, I probably reduce it to 90%, 10% to my needs and wants, and probably the next month I'm gonna, I've got a lot of things to buy now, I've got to do this, then probably 15%. But no matter how much I increase my expenditure, right, no matter how much I increase my expenditure, I would try and ensure that it's the same proportion, okay? At least it's the same proportion, like my needs and wants covering the same proportion with my savings and investment. So I've got 500%. Amen. Come on, girl. So I've got £500 increase, £500 increase in my salary. Then what I'm going to do is at least 250 for my investment and savings, and 250 for my wants and needs, which I think really makes sense, right? Doing that, we have managed lifestyle inflation. There's no inflation coming, right? There's no inflation, right? There's no lifestyle inflation, right? And we have been responsible, logical, and deliberate, intentional on how we spend our money, which I think is a good thing. And ladies, you know what? It's a cycle, really. It's a cycle, because at the time you're gradually effecting the changes in your salary, you're probably thinking eyeing another job, and you're like, what, I'm expecting an increase in salary again. So once you get that increase in salary, that's more money to play with. Then you probably chill a bit before you effect the change in your needs and wants, and ensure that the 100%. This is just what I would do personally, and ensure that 100% increase into my savings and investment. Then gradually increase my expenditure. But no matter much how I increase my expenditure due to my increase in income, it's gonna be proportionate, it's gonna be equal, it's gonna be like 250, it's gonna be 50-50. I'm not going to be ridiculous and do what, I don't have time for this. I probably increase it, like increase my investment and savings 20%, 20% or 80%. This can happen, right? This can happen because life, obviously there are some months that you actually spend so much more, right? But actually with the increase in salary, increase in income, you've got so much money to, maybe not so much money, but you've got more money to spend in comparison to when you are earning a lesser amount, right? But even if it's 20 to your savings and investment this month, we're not going to do it every month, because we're not going to do it every month. We are going to to make conscious effort to ensure that our increase in salary, our increase in income is well shared between what we cater, is well shared between today and tomorrow, basically. All right, needs and wants, take care of today, savings and investment, take care of tomorrow. Now, thank you for listening to my YouTube channel. Thank you for listening to this topic, and you know what, I would love you to follow. If you have not subscribed, it's time for you to subscribe now. Yeah, it's time for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Then what else can you do? You can like and drop a comment. How do you manage lifestyle inflation? I would love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.